Hello, today we're going to learn how to factor special products. Well, factoring special products have different ways. We have difference of a square of a sum, and a square of a difference. In this video, we will learn how to factor special products following the pattern of square of a difference that tell us that when you have x squared minus 2xy plus y squared equals to x minus y raised to the second power. So let's see one example so you can understand it really well. Okay, and here we have 25x squared minus 40x plus 16 equals 0. So if I have this, what I need to do first, I need to define my pattern. My pattern tells me this, that the first and the last number needs to be a square. Okay, so what I'm going to do in here, I'm going to tell how I know what a number is a square. And a square number is when the same number is multiplied by itself. So I'm going to take the factors of 25 and define which ones are the squares. 25 is the product of 1 times 25 and 5 times 5. Also, I'm going to take the factors of 16, and my factors of 16 are 1 times 16, 2 times 8, and 4 times 4. Well, and here I already have my square factors. There are 5 times 5 and 4 times 4. Knowing my square factors, I'm going to start trying to find my pattern. And I'm going to use it, and I'm going to find my answer with the Caesar method to see if it is correct. I'm going to define that my signs I'll need to use are negative. First of all, because if I have a positive in here and I multiply a negative with a negative, I'll get a positive. And if I have a negative in here, this means that when I add them, I need to get a negative answer. So I'll start placing on here my 4 and 4. And on the other side, the 5x and the 5x. Now when I multiply the 5x times the negative 4, I'll get negative 20x. And if I do it with the other values, I'll get also the same answer, negative 20x. Now when I add the negative 20x with the negative 20x, my answer will be negative 40x. This means that the negative 40x I got on here is just the same as the one I have in the center. So this is the correct answer. So I'm going to place a parenthesis on each value I have in here to write it on a linear way. On the linear way, I have 5x minus 4 times 5x minus 4 equals 0. But this is just the same as having it raised to the square power. So I'm going to place it like this, raised to the square power. Now, if I have an equal sign, I need to place each parenthesis equal to 0 in order to find which is my value of the variable x. So I'm going to place it on here to start making the procedure of leaving my variable completely alone. I have the 5x minus 4 times the 5x minus 4, and both of them are the same, so I'm going to just place it once. 5x minus 4 equals 0. I need to take out away my parentheses, and now I need to move my 4 to the other side. If on this side is subtracting my 4, on the other side will go adding. Now, my 5 is multiplying the x, so I need to do my opposite operation. And the opposite operation is dividing. So I'm going to move my 5 to the other side, dividing. This way, I'm going to have x equals 4 over 5. But I need to simplify this, if it's possible. But 4 over 5, I cannot simplify it, so I'll leave it like this, and this will be my final answer. Now, I'm going to do another example with 54x squared minus 216 plus 216 equals 0. And on here, I see that this is not a square number, and this is not a square number. So what I can do on here is define which one is my greatest common factor between the three factors I have in here. So I'm going to define that the 54 is the greatest common factor between all this. And I'm going to divide each one by the 54. Dividing it like this, I'll have 54x squared divided by 54 will be just x squared. Negative 216x divided by 54 will be negative 40x. 216 divided by 54 will be just 4. Now that I find my answer is this, I can see that now it's applying my square of difference pattern. So I'm going to place my pattern on here so I can be looking at it, and I'm going to define which are the factors of x that I have an invisible 1 in here. So I'm going to take the factors of 1, that are 1 times 1, and also I'm going to take my factors of number 4. 1 times 4 and 2 times 2. As you can see, the values I will use are 1 times 1, and for number 4 I'm going to use 2 times 2. Okay, and which signs I need to use? I need to use negative signs because if I have a positive number in here and I multiply a negative with a negative, my answer will be positive. Now, I'm going to start placing my factors of number 4 that are 2 and 2, and my factors of x squared that are x and x. I multiply my x with the 2, and I'm going to have negative 2x. I do just the same with the other one, and I'm going to have negative 2x. Now, I add my negative 2x with the negative 2x, and my answer will be negative 4x. Now, as you can see on here, this is just the same answer I have on the top, on the center. So this means this is the correct answer. I'm going to place a parenthesis on each one, and I'll put my 54 down. This way, I'm going to have 54 times x minus 2 times x minus 2 equals 0. But in here, it's not necessary to place it twice. I can just place it with the square power, like this way. Now, if I have an equal to 0, I need to leave my variable completely alone, and I need to find my answer. So I'm going to make it on here to make the procedure really clear. I'm going to put my 54 equal to 0 and my x minus 2 equal to 0. 54 equals to 0, I leave it just like that. And x minus 2 equals to 0. I take away my parentheses and I leave my variable completely alone. If my 2 is subtracting the x, on the other side will go adding. So I have x equals 2. And this will be my final answer, x equals 2. Now I'm going to show you a different method to do just this same exercise so you can use the one you understand the most. On this method, we're going to apply the scissor method. And we're going to take the factors of 54 and the factors of 260. Factors of 54 are all of these ones, and the factors of 260 are these ones. Now, I need to see, I have a negative and a positive value. If I have a positive in here, this means I need to take a negative and a negative in order to have, when I add them, a negative answer in the center also. So I'm going to use negative and negative. Now, I'm going to start using my 1 times 260 for the 216 and my 1x times 54x for the 54x squared. And I'm going to multiply my 1x times 216 and my 54x times 1. And I'm going to have it like this. When I add them, my answer will be negative 270x. But this is not the answer I need, because as you can see on the center, we have negative 216x. So I need to see another way to find the answer. I'm going to raise the terms, and I'm going to use another one. I'm going to use 2x and 27x for number 54, and 4 times 54 for 260. Multiplying 2x times negative 54 will give me negative 108x, and multiplying 27x times negative 4 will give me negative 108x. And if I add these two terms, I'll have negative 216x. And this is just the same value I have in here. So this means these are the parentheses I need. I'm going to place them down, and my answer will be 2x minus 4 times 27x minus 54 equals 0. Now, I'm going to take each parentheses and I'm going to equal to 0. 2x minus 4 equals to 0. Trying to leave my variable alone, I'm going to move my negative 4 to the other side, subtract. That is, subtracting in here to the other side, adding. This way, I'm going to have 2x equals 4. I need to move my 2 dividing to the other side. 4 divided by 2 equals 2. And I have x equals 2. Now I need to find my answer with the other parentheses. 27x minus 54 equals 0. I take away my parentheses, and now I need to move my negative 54 to the other side. It will be a positive 54. I have 27x equals 54. Now I divide the 27 in order to cancel it on here, and I'll have x equals 54 over 27. If I divide these numbers, my answer will be x equals 2. And this way, you can see that your final answer will be just x equals 2. Now, if you compare both procedures, you can see that at the end, you will have just the same answer. X equals 2 on here, looking for your greatest common factor, and x equals 2 on here, using the scissor method. But in both ways, it's just the same answer. So you can use the one you prefer the most, because at the end, you will have the same answer. Thanks for watching, and if you have any doubt, you can leave it down in the comments.